We're here in the middle of nowhere with one of the most popular car on Indian roads, but we're here off-road. Okay, bad joke to start the show with, but what I'm trying to get at is that while the XUV700 from Mahindra is one of the most popular cars, it was the most anticipated, and now it yet is one of the more popular ones because of that long wait time. It is an absolute pleasure to drive. You've seen tons of reviews since its launch, but another reason it's the OG is because of ADAS. What is ADAS? A technology which is well embedded in this particular vehicle. And honestly, we've been driving this on the highways, we've been driving it in the bylanes of Bandra and all over Mumbai city. And it is a fascinating technology. Well, I honestly feel with great power comes great responsibility. And I know that that's not just a superhero quote, but it does apply to a heavily tech-loaded car like this one. You have all those features and you need to use them responsibly. So we want to actually drive this car, show you how amazing those features can be, and then tell you about how ADAS is at level 2 right now, but in the days to come, and with so many foreign manufacturers coming to India, it is going to be a technology of the future. This car, being the OG, has taught us exactly how you can use it to your advantage. And that's what I want to show you on this episode of Tech Today. Alright, so we're here on the highway to really bust all these myths about ADAS. And in the best vehicle as a use case for ADAS, the XUV700, one of the first vehicles in the 20 to 30 lakh range a few months ago that came with this feature. Now, I always think that with great power comes great responsibility. The same applies to tech in all these big boy toys as well. You have the power, you have the resources, but you decide how you are going to put them to use. It's the same with these AI systems like ChatGPT. You need to be responsible with the use of all this powerful tech. There's a lot of powerful tech over here. How does ADAS work? Let's break it down. As a system, it takes in several data inputs, maybe from the camera, from the radar as well. This particular vehicle is far more advanced than others. It comes with that radar sensing, sonar. When you're talking about that sort of data coming in, then artificial intelligence does the work. The algorithm is at play, and the car, with a very smart computer, in common parlance, makes things happen for you. Now, seatbelt on, all the safety features on, and glasses on for me as well, because I need to focus when I am geeking out with some of these features. Now, I've put adaptive cruise control on. If we look at the vehicle ahead of us, you'll see that the car begins to slow down as we are nearing the object. Well, we've seen those on the highway as well. Another good thing that this car does is if you see the speed limit sign right here, it says 60. And the minute we pass that sign, right here you see 60 showing up as well, that's your speed limit. That's the kind of high-end tech on display in the XUV700. And we're quite happy about that. There's a lot of features which can augment your driving experience because your body is always stressed, your mind is always stressed. And if you have these features and you use them the right way, responsibly, this is going to become the norm in the market. As the level of automation increases and you have complete self-driving, I wanted to bust that myth because people say that these aren't very useful features at this point and maybe it's well ahead of its time. I don't think so. Honestly, if you're driving this car on the highway, it's an absolute pleasure to drive. But with these features, it does take away a lot of your stress. And you can focus on the drive, ensure that you are safe. The good thing with this particular vehicle is it comes with the highest level of safety ratings, 5 on the NCAP tests. So all in all, you have a safe vehicle with all these tech features. And that is what we wanted to talk about today on the show. Another feature I want to talk about is active lane keep assist. And you can have a warning only or a warning and active assist. Let me show you how. So the minute you cross 60 kilometers per hour, active lane keep assist is turned on and I start deviating. It starts beeping. The car has come back into this particular lane and I'll show you again. I'm drifting away, and the car has course corrected by itself. Add to this the cruise control function, and this is a very powerful piece of tech. Let me just halt on the left and explain a few things that just happened over there. Adaptive cruise control is on, so the car maintained the speed which we had set initially for this particular drive. Also, the tech in the car was following the car ahead of me and actually managing to maintain the speed. Along with active lane keep assist, the minute I started swaying away from my lane, the car started course correcting. So this, according to me, is that particular piece on with great power comes great responsibility, because they've empowered you with some brilliant tech. And kudos to the engineering and tech teams at Mahindra for this, because it's absolutely mind-blowing that a car at this price point comes with such high-end tech. Alright, when you're talking about cruise control, adaptive cruise control in the XUV700, there's basically three modes. What makes it adaptive? You've seen cruise control in several cars, but there you essentially set a speed and then you follow it. Here, it adapts basis the car or object ahead of it. Now, adaptive cruise control also goes in override, and it's automatically braking when it's seeing other vehicles ahead of me. Now, I'm setting a cruise control speed of 30 kilometers per hour, but it has sensed that the bike ahead of me is driving at a much slower speed, so it's stopping and slowing down. So there are several ways in which you can make this work, right? I'm going to hit cruise control at maybe say 50 or 60, right? Because honestly, that's a more doable speed. It has detected that there's an object ahead, and there you go. Even though I've set cruise control at 60, it is slowing down because of the gentleman ahead of me. Even if I go a little ahead, just switching lanes out there. And also to show you, if you put cruise control on in override and then you have active lane keep assist, and you have to keep your hands on the wheel, but I'll just show you, even if I loosen it a bit, and there you go. It's gone and corrected itself. That's literally the XUV700 doing it by itself. But you shouldn't leave the steering wheel. You should keep your hands there. It does ensure that you are following well and obeying traffic rules, and more importantly, that you are staying safe. Add to that drowsiness detection of the driver, what your attention levels are, and the car is honestly showing you how automation can genuinely keep you well a notch above when you're talking about driver safety. So if you were smart, you would use this feature to your advantage and use it responsibly. People have been doing it wrong on social media, but currently the car has got active lane keep assist on and cruise control on. So if you see cruise control on this lane, it's on 60 kilometers per hour, and you could genuinely leave the wheel, but you shouldn't. Keep your hands on the wheel, stay alert. My foot is off the pedal, and at this point, I'm not even pressing the accelerator. The car is moving on its own, but I'm alert, I'm on the wheel, and I'm not doing anything silly on social media. This is a public service announcement. I'm pressing the brake right now just to be on the safe side, but I don't need to, because the car technically understands that there is, well, a vehicle ahead as well, and that is absolutely stellar implementation of technology. So there you have it, ADAS explained in truly Tech Today style, a technology which a lot of people have been a little anxious about and a little uncomfortable with because of all the myths surrounding this technology. But honestly, my personal take is you must embrace it, experiment with it. We should be proud of the fact that a made in India brand is giving you this technology in such a polished form, in all its splendor. ADAS is a technology that we can learn a lot from. It can really augment our driving experience, make it a lot safer, especially when we're with families, and it helps when you have a safety rating like some of these cars. But I think that as the levels evolve, because right now we're at level 2, level 3, level 4, regulations come into place, it's a lot like any other disruptive or emerging tech. AI seems to be the buzzword of this year, and honestly, AI is used a lot when we're talking about ADAS and automation. And even with AI, people are worried about ChatGPT and Google Bard taking away their jobs. If you embrace it, understand how to use AI to your advantage, you can genuinely make your life a whole lot better and easier to really get by. Similarly with ADAS when you're driving, be it an EV or one of these beasts, in fact this one is a beauty and a beast, the XUV700, then you can actually utilize this technology to its full potential. And if your friends and family are approaching it with a bit of trepidation or they're not entirely sure about it, then share this video with them and tell them to tune in to your favorite technology show, Tech Today. I'm your host Aayush Ailawadi, and I'll see you in the next one.
Now, Ayush would like to believe he's omnipresent, but I think he is going to take a little more time to get to the Tech Today studios from that auto review, no matter how much tech he actually uses to get that work done. Well, that's at least until teleportation or time travel becomes an actual thing. So, meanwhile, I thought I'd keep you guys updated, entertained. Of course, the show must go on. The rest of the Tech Today team here have been really working hard on a bunch of stories that has been making the buzz online. Meta has been making quite a lot of buzz as it's all set to launch a new service, the Meta Verified. Just like Twitter's paid verification service that gives you that once coveted blue tick along with other benefits, Meta also now has announced its own service called Meta Verified for Facebook and Instagram. It's only now available with a subscription fee at $6.99 per month in India and a few other countries. But the real question here is, are social media creators ready to pay for this kind of service? What does this really mean for the existing blue tick accounts? Our reporter Akanksha Chaturvedi brings us this special report.
Well, just like Twitter, now you can be verified on Meta platforms, Instagram and Facebook by paying a small fee. In this case, just rupees $6.99. What does this mean? Can anybody be verified? No, there are some eligibility criteria. For starters, all the people applying for a paid verified badge on Meta platforms need to be of 18 years of age. Moreover, they'll have to get their government ID verified and would also have to send in a selfie to make sure that this is their account and it's not an impersonator. Let's see what New Delhi thinks about this development. Arjun, how often do you use Instagram?
I guess 2 to 3 hours daily.
Daily, I guess 2 hours.
10 to 12 times a day.
Almost every hour of my day.
It's frequent these days since the exams are over.
Do you think you will be buying the Insta or Meta verified now?
No, I don't think so. I will buy it.
Do you know there's this big change where anybody can buy the blue tick?
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's actually very shocking. Like, I thought, how is everybody getting a blue tick?
Do you ever plan on buying it yourself?
No, I didn't.
I plan on getting a blue tick, but not by money, by my own hard work.
Yes, for sure the value will go down because earlier you have to hard work for it. I do think that earlier the legacy blue tick was a really big thing because people used to earn that through Instagram. They couldn't buy it and they had to be a really big deal to get a blue tick. They had to be a celebrity and some sort, but now it's just a way to flex your money.
It was used to be a big thing for everybody using Instagram and especially for influencers because they work very hard to get that blue tick, but now you can just get it for $6.99, so that's very bad actually.
I think that it is going to increase the number of scams that we are having in the market. Like anyone can pay an amount of $6.99 and buy a blue tick.
Do you think this has sort of also dissolved the value of the existing, like you said, legacy blue ticks? Now, do you think those content creators are in any way feeling bad about it?
Everything has its pros and cons. For example, some content creators were, I think, famous, but they didn't get the blue tick because of some reason, I don't know. But now they can actually buy the blue tick and be a part of the community.
Definitely the small businesses that are not getting so much, sociality, they will get like very good benefit from this, but definitely there will be many more fake accounts and many more people who will misuse this.
I don't see any benefit in it.
Any other things that you would like to think about it, like maybe other cons that you think, maybe fake profiles or something like that?
I guess security should be more increased and there should be at least an age badge, that you should use Instagram after this point of certain age.
I think it will encourage people, but I think it will discourage the people who are actually working for the blue tick. So I don't see any benefit in it.
Earlier, I used to be an influencer. I used to post my beauty stuff and dance stuff on my Instagram, and I was seeking that blue tick. But now it has become so common that I think it's not valued enough for now.
Like you just saw, New Delhi is not receiving this latest development where anybody can buy the Instagram blue tick in just rupees $6.99. Well, for starters, when we spoke to content creators, They say that this has reduced the value that their verified badge had because they had to do it the hard way by creating content, engaging people, and increasing an audience on Instagram. On the other side, when we spoke to people who consume content via Instagram, they say that this has reduced the value of the existing blue ticks. Moreover, they're also wary because there's no difference in the legacy blue ticks and the blue ticks that people are going to receive by paying Rs 699. Next, there's one good thing that comes out of this. That is that Instagram will now be able to rein in fake profiles and impersonators because the verified badge will only be achieved by people who verify their government ID. This was a Tech Today exclusive report.
All right, well, it does look like there's some activity in the Tech Today studio. I can see a new gadget there all set to be reviewed. Over to you, Aayush.
For those of you who've been following us in the Tech Today multiverse, you know that we are absolutely obsessed with all sorts of devices, big boy toys, what's happening in the world of artificial intelligence, regulation of AI and other emerging tech, the metaverse, what's happening on the enterprise side, cloud security, all of that fascinates us on Tech Today, and I'm guessing that's why you tune into our content. And sometimes we like to cover all sorts of different devices. Sorry, I think it's getting a little smoky in the Tech Today studio. Well, I have a friend with me in the studio today, the Xiaomi Smart Air Purifier 4. Now, honestly speaking, the studio is quite sorted. We've brought you all sorts of gimmicks before, but this one I've been using for the past few weeks, and honestly, it has been a game changer. Now here in the Tech Today studio, you have double digits AQI on the Xiaomi Smart Air Purifier 4. But I've been using this, like I said, for the past few days, and honestly, I am visibly impressed. Firstly, the fact that this device makes absolutely no sound. If you put it in automatic mode or sleep mode, you don't even know it's on. And it's on right now, and I'm guessing the microphone isn't catching the sound. If you put it in level 1, it's all right. What it is doing through its filtration system is that it's taking all the air, the surrounding air, 360 degrees, taking it in through a 3-stage filtration system and then putting out clean air into the room. Well, Xiaomi claims that this particular device can purify a room nearly 20 meters square in size in under 10 minutes. It does manage to bring down AQI levels to single digits. Now, if that's a true value, it is absolutely fascinating that a device for 15,000 rupees can do this. And I'll tell you how they're making this possible. When you look at this particular device, yes, it's got this polka dotted design, but that's not just to make it look kind of cool. This small box-like structure takes in all the surrounding lit matter, sucks it in from here. There's a high quality activated carbon right here. Then there's Xiaomi's high efficiency filter inside, and then a primary filter. So if you're talking about pet hair, pollen, dust, smoke, dander, cotton fiber, well, this particular device claims that it can filter all of that. Now, it's also got a feature called negative air ionization. In simple parlance, what that essentially means when you turn it on, and it's as good in terms of purifying the air even if you've turned it off, but a lot of air purifiers do offer this feature, and now the Xiaomi one does as well. Well, what this feature essentially does is that these ions will latch on to, say, some pollutants maybe behind your furniture, some dust particles or smoke which isn't visible to the naked eye, and then while latching onto them will then bring them down to a lower height. Now, the fact that it has this high quality carbon on the inside also means that it removes all the unnecessary odors from the air, especially the stuff that lingers around when you're cooking perhaps. You know, if you have an open kitchen, then this can be very helpful. And honestly, it's not a gimmick, because if you keep viewing this particular LED screen, which is quite bright in the night, while the entire setup is almost silent at night, this is something you can see from a distance as well. And it becomes quite obsessive because you keep checking, saying, you know, what is the AQI level or the air quality index inside that particular room. But it also gives you other data like the temperature currently in the room, and of course the humidity levels. And then if you then connect to the Xiaomi app on your mobile device, it'll also tell you how many days the filter will remain, or how many days are remaining in it, 80%, 90%, 200 days, 100 days. Now, the good thing with this particular setup is that in other air purifiers, it's a little difficult to maintain them. Here, they have this nice little latch over here and a screw. You can open this up, access the fan as it is, which blows out purified, lighter, slightly cooler air. Well, I'm not going to say that in terms of the humidity here in Mumbai right now, but you can easily access it and clean up over here, and then replacement filters are hopefully available. So if you're looking at this right now, you'll see that there's a green LED indicator, but this particular light changes color. Right now, it means that the air quality is good in this particular room. It could move yellow, amber, and then red to then signify a very hazardous level of air quality in that particular room. Now, Xiaomi claims with this purification system, this can actually effectively reduce certain types of viruses, but it can effectively reduce 99.97% of certain particles in the air. I think is 0.3 micron meters, and you get filter replacement reminders because it is a smart air purifier. But the fact that this is around, it's under 15,000 rupees, it can be connected to a smart home, and it's doing a fairly decent job. And honestly, quality of sleep has been top notch. I genuinely am more and more curious about this technology and slowly warming up to it. And honestly, when we return this particular review unit, I won't be a very happy guy.
So the last few months have been quite a roller coaster ride for Tech Today team, and it all culminated in the country's signature tech event, the Tech Today Congress that happened earlier this month in Bengaluru. But how did we really get here? This is Nabila Jamal signing off, leaving you with this special presentation. Adios.
Demystifying tech, bit by bit. With a little help from the biggest voices in the technology world.
Is it safe to assume that the focus is now on India? It's India's moment when it comes to Apple.
Oh, India is at a tipping point. The feeling that anything here is possible.
We do not want to have a Chernobyl for AI, where some really serious consequence.
A big part of being an inventor, essentially, is also being able to cope with failure. How have you dealt with failure in the past?
Every failure you learn something from viscerally, feel it and remember it.
Privacy is paramount to us. We take everything on protecting your data and your privacy very strongly.
I love what I do every day. I get to work with incredible people every day, reimagine the future of fulfillment.
The digital twins are emerging, so therefore it's just a matter of time until finally we are gonna move some shape or form into the metaverse.
It did not take away jobs, it created jobs. Now, this is exactly what I think about generative AI.
It's really about making your sound quality and your audio better. It's about making your gaming experience better and delivering all of this with AI as a common thread, right, to kind of enhance those experiences.
The India Today group been using artificial intelligence in different ways. We've got a news anchor, Sana, who's doing the news through AI. We've generated covers. We had Sundar Pichai on the cover of our anniversary issue for Business Today, an image generated through AI. But I'm very anxious about how you're trying to prevent its misuse.
On the country's top technology platform, Tech Today, on stands, online, on air.